I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Alarm's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront in a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us and we can circle back around to this.
Come on, I'll make some time for you, but keep it quick, yeah? Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And no one minds, because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone. We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal. No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine. I am. And you must be the diplomat Giro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene. Despicable? Hardly. Just a backup plan in case we can't get them to leave. But you're right, no one's gonna buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team. So tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship, besides scaring people away? I'd say you're full of it and might have been watching too many movies. Now, instead of wasting my time, want to tell me what it really is? Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they might come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't. We operate outside of the Free Stars only, you see, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it, as I've mentioned. It could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently. I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave. Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck. Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
Have a great day.
Some of our guests think everything's cool. I've seen people.
Hope you're having a pleasant day. Hello, welcome to Hotel Paradiso. You may continue inside to the main desk if you need to check in for your stay, or feel free to browse the shops along the promenade. Let me know if I can answer any questions you may have or help you in any other way. If you have business with Oliver, you'll first need to speak with Kiwi, the board's executive assistant. You'll find them if you take the elevator up to the top floor and go down the hallway. For that, you'll want to head inside, go to the main desk, and speak with Dirk. He'll be more than happy to guide you through the check-in process. Ah, this is your first time here. That's exactly what it is. Paradiso prides itself on being the fanciest, most relaxing resort getaway in the galaxy. People from all over come here to bask in the sun, enjoy the all-natural beaches, explore, enjoy the local wildlife, and generally get pampered. Unfortunately, the beach is reserved for hotel guests only, and that goes for the entire planet's beaches. The Paradiso Group owns all land on Parima 2, so you must either be a resort guest or have prior authorization for any public or private beach use. But, and you didn't hear this from me, security rarely has the bandwidth to patrol outside the main resort. Take care.
We try to stay out of our guests' way.
I was worried about my beach boy.
Hello.
It may be paradise. That doesn't mean we don't run into trouble.
How's it going? Hope you've been having fun here. Hey there, I'm Harish. If you're looking for stuff to do at the resort or have any other questions, especially about our amazing beach, I'm your guy. It's a big planet with a ton of water, so I'd be lying if I told you I knew everything was perfectly safe. But I do know we've never, and I mean never, had an incident with local wildlife that left anyone significantly injured. Everything we've run into is so docile and beautiful in their own ways. It's almost like nature knew what it was doing and created the best possible world for Paradiso. Oh, me? Limited at the moment. I'm between gigs, actually. I was hired recently to run wind sailing, but that's been canceled due to high winds. Whatever, man. Those winds are the best part. It wasn't even that bad. Too many guests just couldn't get the hang of it. Now I've been assigned to lead the guided meditations, but they haven't started up yet, and, well, we'll just see how that goes. I've never done it before. I'm surprised you even have to ask. Look around. I mean, what's not to love? But honestly, I'm kind of a beach nut. I could spend hours with my toes in the sand. Hey, maybe that's where I should run the guided meditation I'm supposed to run. See you.
Hey.
Don't be afraid to kick back and relax a little.
Hey. How's it going? You enjoying the resort? Okay, come on, you're looking at paradise and it's just okay? Maybe the beach isn't your thing, but you won't find more beautiful or interesting people anywhere else in the universe. Name's Emilian, by the way. I work for the resort. You can come to me if any of the other staff here gives you trouble. Anyway, unless you need something else, I should probably get back to what I was doing. Gotta solve all the resort's problems before I can enjoy the Paradiso nightlife, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. You must mean Jacot. Sorry. Yeah, I've tried to fire her several times over it, but her uncle's a Paradiso group board member. Between you and me, he's just as lazy, but he's determined to give his niece a job here, and it's about the bare minimum she can handle. I've tried explaining she's bad for business, but the sales numbers don't reflect that. It's the only shop on the island, so people still buy plenty. Anyway, I'll try talking to her again, for all the goods it will do. Well, I'm the shift manager, so I take care of my employees, so they can in turn take care of our guests. Got to make sure things run smoothly here, you know. I also used to run speed dating, but that's been put on hold. Wine tasting's still going strong for the all-inclusive guests, though. Of course, at night I party like everyone else. Between you and me, this place is great for casual hookups, if you know what I mean. What are you hinting at? Is that an invitation? 'Cause I already have plans tonight, but we could still... Oh, you were just asking about, like, in general. There is some talk about building a club, but that hasn't happened yet. So people tend to make their own nightlife. Me? I like to find that special someone and take him to the beach and just feel the cool ocean breeze while dancing on the sand to some chill music, you know? I'm sorry for that. Sometimes I forget with all the beautiful people here that not everyone appreciates my advances. It was not my intention to make you feel uncomfortable, and I promise you that I will do better and respect your wishes. Ah, the nightlife here is wonderful, but a little different than you might expect. This is not Neon, after all. There is some talk about building a club, but that hasn't happened yet, so people tend to make their own nightlife. I can tell you, though, that simply enjoying the cool ocean breeze and dancing on the sand is pure heaven if you have the right person to do it with. See ya!
Hello there.
Your safety is our #1 priority.
There are so many activities I'm looking
Greetings, sir.
forward to doing.
How may I assist you?
But I'm just having a good time relaxing.
Huh. Well, this is unexpected. You really shouldn't have felt obligated to help. But the truth of the matter is, you've actually saved me a great deal of time and headaches, so I suppose I should give praise where praise is due? So, good. I should probably give you something for your trouble. Thank you, I guess. Be sure to experience all our resort has to offer. Technically, as the staff manager, Emilian is my boss, but I can forward your complaint up the chain. I will ensure that your concerns will be addressed. Emilian is very reasonable and would not take offense if you told him he is making you uncomfortable. I am certain he would respect your wishes if you talk to him, but if you do not feel comfortable speaking with him about it, I understand. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Every day's nice around here.
Not to be a downer, but this place is...
Do I know you? Sorry, did you need something? I'm trying to enjoy my vacation. Rowan Masterson, at your service. I'm a tea sommelier for tranquility. I ensure all our brews match our high standards for consistency and quality, and I also travel systems-wide to seek out new and interesting brews. After all, I fancy myself quite the tea enthusiast, so I'm quite good at discovering delicious new tastes. Ah, yes, the rumors are true. My job requires me to always be looking for new flavor profiles, in teas especially. I've been working on a new tea drink that I think will make a big splash with tea connoisseurs everywhere. But I'm not quite ready to present it just yet. I'm afraid you'll need to wait like everyone else. This should be interesting. Well, I can appreciate that. I'm glad to hear you like my other creations. Well, except for Frazzleberry Crush. No one liked that one. Very well. I can tell another tea enthusiast like myself when I meet one. What's the harm in sharing what I found to be a particularly delicious brew? Besides, it's not even guaranteed to go to market anytime soon. And even when it does, there are bound to be changes. So here, enjoy.
This is probably the best vacation I've ever taken. I wish I had booked a stay for longer.
Did you get it? Amazing! I can't believe you did it. I hope it wasn't too difficult. Oh, you want more? Well, hold on. Maybe we can still work something out. I'm not an unreasonable person, you know? I'm glad you understand the position I'm in here. Okay, fine. It'll be worth it once I get promoted. I'll give you more than what I was originally planning. Now, let's see what's in that recipe. Wait, the secret ingredient is... coffee? Really? Well, I guess I'm in luck. Once I brew this tea, it'll be a snap. And I have higher quality coffee ingredients to boot. So it'll be even better than what they have here. Stop by if you ever want to try some.
Come here for a little R&R, huh? Me too.
It's beautiful out there, isn't it?
We've got some of the best private security in the settlement.
No major incidents in a while.
Hello, and welcome back, Mr. Tofik.
Hey, I noticed you arriving at Fort shortly after I did. Something's been bothering me, and I've been dying to ask another guest. They told us there was a very active meteor shower, which is why we had to divert our flight path coming in for our landing. But I haven't seen a single shooting star since I've been here. That's weird, right? Oh, that's fair. I'll just have to ask around. The view coming in is so beautiful. You should really take the shuttle here sometime. Unless, of course, they've done away with that flight path for some reason. I sure hope not. Anyway, enjoy your stay. Sorry for bothering you.
Your repeat patronage is much appreciated. Is there any assistance I may offer you today?
Hello. Did you need something? Finally, I've been waiting.
Lately, I find myself spending more and more time.
Welcome to the Freestar Collective. Please maintain your current course while we scan your ship. Alright, we're done. Welcome to Hopetown.
It must be great to be able to see yourself whenever you want. I bet your whole house is full of mirrors.
Excuse me! A little desperate here. This is such a long shot. All right, Adela. Deep breath. Oh, God. I'm just great. Grand, really. When I signed on to be a freight captain, I was expecting long hours and dull routes. And now I'm a hair away from being executed. Or worse. Where to start? So, I fly a rust bucket called the Markab for a small shipping line. It just started, really. We do bulk shipping, boring stuff like actuators and seed stock and minerals. Have you ever had a standard, boring job just blow up in your face? Are you serious? Well, it's gone bad for me. So, I just got assigned to the Markab. The first shipment? Slag steel. Nothing special. As soon as I left Neon and got scanned, things got crazy. Spacers, Freestar security, the works. Everyone demanding I power down, hand over the contraband, or sometimes just firing first. I skipped the system, ditched the cargo, and have been running ever since. I don't know. I was just flying for my life. But some bad people want it. I'm getting to that part. Sorry. A tracker just landed, and I just know he's hunting a bounty. Me. But the trick is,
Everyone knows the ship, but my info isn't in the database yet. All they got is my last name, Fahim. So if you go into the pit stop and claim you're Captain Fahim of the Markab, maybe you can deal with the tracker? A member of the Trackers Alliance. You know, Bang Bang Dead or Alive bounty hunters? The company is, well, a real train wreck. I'm amazed they even have my last name on file. For once, working for such a dump is a good thing. I don't know. I don't want anyone to get hurt, but he may not give you any choice. Listen, I just haul, well, garbage. But you, I mean, you're armed and look, well, awesome. I figure you could do a solid for the little guy, girl. Plus credits. I did mention the credits, right? You are the best! This slate has everything they know about me. It's not much. He's the one with the cowboy hat. Just stay safe. Thank you.
Okay. Hello.
A fair amount of business runs through Hopetown, and from... I have never liked Hopetech ships, though I suppose that is hardly the point of them.
Miss Anaya can take care of you. She's to my left on this floor. If you have an appointment with Ron Hope, he's on the top floor. He's very busy, so if you don't have a meeting scheduled, he may not be available. If you need anything else, just grab me.
Hey.
Tech needs brave new innovations. Well, all of them. I've been with Mr. Hope since near the beginning. I think he appreciates my attention to detail and my focus on the fundamentals. Although he has been hinting that the R&D budget may dry up if I don't produce results. Oh, it's marvelous. Generally, they only care about efficiency, cost-effectiveness, and reliability. Oh, sure, there are the odd complaints about comfort and lack of decent airflow, but they almost always side with the numbers. Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time. Oh, you should have just said that. Of course I can help you. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape too. Parts not cheap though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor, and it's yours. It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are. This is what you call negotiating? Tell you what, sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the part for free, I won't charge you for the work. You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
I hear Constellation has been collecting a ton of new things. Ancient things. Do you think people will start taking pictures?
Hello.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work. Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again,
And to think, all this time? I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster than light travel and eclipse our poor old ship? I knew it. It's incredible! I read about this technology in our archives from Earth, but it was only theoretical back then. Amazing! I'll have to learn more. Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today. Yes, of course. Anything for my new friend. Ah, great question. I do not know for sure, but I can venture a guess. All of the reading I've done on the matter suggests that at the time, there was uncertainty that the technology would ever work, or if it did, that it would work at the scale we needed. So, I trust they made the decision to strike out when they did, fully believing it was the only way. Some may say I'm a master of keeping things together with nothing but duct tape and bubblegum. Well, if we had any gum left. Pretty sure that ran out 100 years ago. When I'm not dealing with catastrophic engine failures, I manage the other engineers. We maintain all the machinery, computers, you name it. We keep the life support on, and the ship flying. Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here. Yes, so many! Does everyone have their own spaceships like you? Do people only live on naturally habitable planets, or did they learn to terraform? Are we in contact with alien species? I have so many more, but I don't want to take up all your time. Disappointing, but not unexpected. When you showed up, I tried to tell the others about the Fermi paradox. I suggested that the most likely explanation for you was that humanity had developed faster, more advanced technology and had leapfrogged us. Seems I was right. I'm not surprised. The amount of energy it would take to terraform an entire planet seems improbable. I can assume these types of colonies are strictly for mining and gathering rare resources, since there are nearly limitless habitable planets to choose from out there. Haha! I knew it! Incredible! Amazing! Simply amazing! In our ancestors' time, only the very wealthy could afford to build ships. Even this ship was only possible by our families pulling together nearly all of their financial resources. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I can have a bit of a big personality, I'm told. So let me know if I ever get on your nerves. What grab drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? Yes, of course I need your help. My team needs to stay on top of their daily maintenance, and I need to make my own preparations for this gravity drive you brought us. Your help is going to be vital to this procedure. And have no worries, it'll be easy. I'll guide you through the process. Oh, don't worry about that. Just a little engineering humor. We've kept this ship going with minimal incidents this long. I'm not about to let anything happen to it now. But, to be clear, what we're doing is very dangerous, and we should be prepared for anything. Great, great, great! There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it!
Wow, I've heard about you, but here you are.
Looks like everything is good to go on both your end and mine. Can you go inform the captain while they're finishing the installation? Thanks. So we'll finally be able to go. See you!
Just stay out of trouble. Careful waving that
We didn't
fancy
believe
gun
anyone
around.
would be out here.
You don't
but
need
I'm
to
glad
see
for
what
it.
it can do.
Well, well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you. The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done. We don't yet know, but we did receive a star map from the Paradiso engineers. I suppose we'll just chart a course for other suitable habitable worlds until we find one that matches the quality of Paradiso. Purima 2 here. Without you, we'd most likely be stuck. But you went above and beyond. I'll make sure people tell tales of your generosity for as long as our society lives. I don't know if we can ever fully repay you. Thank you again.
I am both shocked and impressed that all of this is still functional.
I'm worried about Janet.
I know I'm getting up there
wonder
in
if
years,
someone from the
but
outside
I don't
can
think
help
I'll
her.
ever tire of flying. I'm the navigation officer. I pilot too, though the ship was designed to pretty much fly itself, so I don't get to do that as much as I'd like. But I'm helping us to chart courses for new worlds. The data we got from Paradiso has been quite handy for that. Then it's just up to the captain to make the call on where to settle down. Take care of yourself out there, eh?
Our people's safety is my #1 priority. We had time to prepare ourselves since we arrived in orbit around this planet. We knew there was life, and the predominant theory was that it was human life. When you approached, we needed to be careful. Both because you presented a potential threat, but also potential salvation. Plans were in place to deal with both scenarios. And, luckily, cooler heads prevailed. I don't have much basis for comparison. People tend to stay in line, but when they don't, I imagine it can be more challenging than out there. We only have a small break. So in the few cases where there was widespread disorder, we needed to improvise. I'm told that has only happened once in our entire history. There was a brief revolt under Captain Brackenridge II when he amended the rationing laws. Prisoners were confined to their quarters. After the trial, the leader of the mutiny was exiled to space. We take security threats very seriously, for obvious reasons. It may surprise you to learn that I didn't. See, in my teenage years, I was quite rebellious. I stole a keycard and used it to get into the reactor. My shenanigans almost led to a total reactor meltdown. Normally, the punishment for such an act would be ejection from the ship. But my parents pleaded with Diana's father, the captain at the time, for leniency. He agreed. After I served time in the brig, he assigned me a job with the security team. I took the lesson to heart and have been taking my job seriously ever since. Agreed. If not for that incident, who knows how it would have ended for me otherwise. Crew management is certainly a tricky endeavor, and it takes a skilled captain to know how to deal with difficult decisions like that. I will always be grateful for how it was handled. Stay out of trouble.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
You're lucky we're under
planet
orders
was
not
not
to
right for us
escort
anyway.
you right off the...
Quite a heritage. To have brought this ship so far over such a long time.
Understandably,
pride
some are
these portraits
disappointed that we
show.
gave up our home, but I think I've managed to convince them that this will be best in the long term. I have no doubt that even if it takes more time, we will manage to find something even better. And it's important to remember, we're still way ahead of our original schedule. Everything will be fine. That's a good question, but I firmly believe that establishing our own home is what our ancestors would want for us. I think that we will assimilate to some degree, particularly when it comes to trade and exchange of ideas. However, we've fared by ourselves for so long, it would be unreasonable for our people to give up our own sovereignty in favor of a completely different society's rules and expectations. It may seem like it's about me maintaining control, but it's more about avoiding massive culture shock. We'll get there, but we'll need to ease into it so future generations can reap the benefits. Goodness, I'm not sure yet. We'll need to study our new star map. Then, well, I suppose we'll venture forth and try to find the perfect new home for us. It may take some time, but I'm confident we'll find something. And when we do, we'll find a shuttle to take us planetside. Thanks again for your help.
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more... All that's left now is to hope this gravity... Good luck out there!
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
So much to learn now that I can get inventory from the outside. The idea of a shop is new to the crew, so business is pretty good in that sense. Most of the money goes towards our communal funds, though. And we get some business from various visitors and traders when we meet up with them. We sometimes dock with trade vessels and supply depots along the way. When we do, I manage to pick up goods to sell. We still provide most necessities to our crew, but they may buy extra or afford some luxury items. Sometimes, we even sell to visitors. Not much, but it's yours for a fair price. See you around.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
My mom and dad were scared when he came on board, but I don't know why. You seem okay.
Captain Breckenridge
will
says
always
that
be
future
a
is bright,
part of my
but
life.
I think the
Pretty
constant
cold
was
out
pretty
there.
bright too, so I don't really know what she means.
You must have been speaking with my sister. There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of Chief Historian. Generations ago, it used to be Lawkeeper of Humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as Captain, Engineering Officer, or Cultivation Manager, it's still vital to our mission. Not much different than the previous history I was teaching. There's just a lot more of it now. There's a lot for us to catch up on. Scientific advancements, social studies, even pop culture. Geography is different now that there are so many planets. It can seem a little overwhelming at times, but we're getting there. I hope you'll come back. There's so much to learn.
Hey, maybe you could help out Abe. He's been talking about needing someone with a ship.
Just stay out of trouble. Now that we know what's out there, things are gonna be more interesting from here on out. So much.
I do not envy the lives that have been led in these confined quarters.
I can make time.
Oh! Ah! Hello there. Oh, you heard? I was just kvetching to myself. Mostly I just need to find someone with a ship, but hey, you're someone with a ship, aren't you? I'll save you the spiel, but ever since we found out that people exist out there, the crew's been asking me if we could track down possible relatives. I made the mistake of looking some up, and now they want to connect with them. Now, I'm not gonna ask you to schlep anyone back and forth, but could you deliver these messages for us to connect our crew with their relatives? Oh, you're such a mensch! Thank you! Let me get you the letter and the information you'll need to track down the relative.
Hey there.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
There's so much more to learn about now.
I do not envy the lives that have been led in these confined quarters.
Wow. Hi.
As I always tell my patients, worry not, for tomorrow may bring happy surprises. Perhaps there will be opportunities for me to see what wonders the universe holds before I am too old. Back when resources were a concern, it was a necessity for our continued survival. The old make way for the young. That's how it had always been. Our daughter is now pregnant with her second child, and the constant was at capacity. It seemed only fitting that the oldest of our family make way for the youngest. But now, there is no need for that anymore. And so, I get to live out the remainder of my days. As you can imagine, Lorelei is much happier now. I am, but I would have gone through with it if need be. It is the way I was raised to be, to make sacrifices so that others may live on. There used to be an elderly couple on board. They had no children, so their family name was to die with them. I convinced Lorelei that we should take it on in their honor, which is why we are now the DeCostas. My brother will continue our family legacy. It was good talking with you.
Great! How many more days? Months? Years?
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for trouble.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
I wonder what it's like out there beyond the little community.
I wonder what else is up.
Hey!
I've
Well,
such a long
look who
time
it
to
is.
survive on
The one
only
who
the
helped
foods that
us
can be
out of
grown
our
here.
situation,
I suppose
leaving us to
being a
roam
picky
the galaxy
eater was
forever.
not an option.
Sorry, I don't mean to be ungrateful or rude. I know it's not your fault. You were just trying to help. It's me. I'm just frustrated. Still pretty terrible, even though we're now supposedly on our way to our new home. I'm still stuck here with the same people and the same job, day in and day out. Only now, we occasionally see other space travelers. I was really hoping we could finally settle somewhere, because then at least I could hitch a ride out of wherever we landed. Sometimes I wonder if my sister was the lucky one. Maybe so. Look, I'm just frustrated with all this. I'm venting. Let me vent, please. Is it that obvious? Breckenridge is intent on finding a home just as perfect as Paradiso, and it's clear that's never going to happen. I'd love to leave. But outside of you and the occasional passing trade ships we make contact with, there aren't any ways off this ship. And besides, Breckenridge forbids it. I've tried. She insists we stay together for the sake of the community. I'm stuck here. Oh my God, yes! It's all I've ever known. But I feel a deep need to get out of here. I can't explain it. Maybe it was all those movies I saw as a kid. Green meadows, beaches, lush forests, mountains. I've always wanted to experience these things. And we were so close to it, damn it! I could almost feel it. So yeah, I'm done with this place. It's a long shot. You've dealt with her. You know she can be stubborn. But then again, you did make her see reason before and set us on this path. Maybe you can do it again and fix this mess. Sorry, I know it may not sound like it, but I'd actually be really grateful to you if you succeed.
When we confront her about this, we will not take no for an answer. She will let you go. You'll see.
We were so close to finding our new home. Hopefully it won't be too much.
Sometimes, difficult choices must be made. We did what we believed we needed to do to keep humanity alive on this ship. In theory, yes, thanks to you. Since we are free to travel wherever we want and communicate with other ships, we aren't worried about running out of supplies. So, voluntary terminations have been put on hold for the time being. Of course, we may still run into problems with living space aboard the ship if we go too long without finding a new home. We tried our best to avoid that through careful family planning. Rarely we ran into situations where things did not go according to plan. And then we needed to adjust and make difficult decisions concerning our community and resources. We never did anything without careful consideration. But at the end of the day, we needed to do what was best for the ship so as not to put everyone in jeopardy. I'll see what I can do for you. Stay safe.
We were so close to finding our new home. Hopefully it won't be too much longer now.
I have lived my entire life in the constant.
As we speak. I know you're anxious. We all are, believe me. I know not what you wanted to hear, but as soon as I know something, I'll be sure to pass
Never
it
seen a
along.
ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
I'm well aware of Janet's desire to leave. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. For the sake of our mission and community, we need to stay together. Each member of our community is valuable, especially Janet. If she left, we'd be at least a couple of weeks behind in food production while we trained someone to fill her role. But I suppose if you brought us more food staples to tide us over while that happens, we could do it. Say, a large quantity of potatoes? Yes. Losing her would mean one less person to help out, and we're strained as it is. We're all in this together, have been since the very start. If she goes, then who else will want to go? We need to preserve our culture for the sake of our mission, and it's hard to do that if everyone leaves. Sorry, that's not going to be enough. If we're really going to do this, you'll need to bring me more. Let me know when you've got what I'm asking for.
Be careful. Some of the crew are not happy with your meddling. They wish to be on solid ground.
Oh?
Not to drift in
Set a
space
course,
for
then.
any longer.
We'll go and take a look. Perhaps this will be the one.
In the long run,
Then we'll do as the
this
Paradiso group
will be
suggested
better for
and
us.
commission a landing
Be
craft to
safe.
ferry our people down.
We were never trained to trust the Constant. The Constant is a peaceful ship.
That's grammatically impossible, but somehow you managed to do it.
for contraband?
Of new things, ancient things.
Scan complete. You're cleared to land at New Homestead. Mind your vectors. Plenty of space for everyone up here.
Welcome to New Homestead. Please make your way to the building at the end of the path and down into the colony below. Stay safe and enjoy your visit.
Don't stay outside for too long here on Titan. You'll freeze solid without the proper protection.
Well, what did we think of the tour?
Very informative. I didn't know about the methane harvesters before coming here.
The, Brown Horse Tavern, was it, huh? The food was better than I expected from a backwoods planet like this.
It has a quaint charm, doesn't it?
Just like the rest of New Homestead.
Well, I hope you'll come back and see us again sometime. And I hope you'll consider another Starsap tour. Tell your friends.
Bye.
Will. Thanks again.
A while since I last visited. Huh. It's nice to see this place still has the same charm.
Sure would be nice to get off-world sometime.
Well, I suppose this is one way to make a living. And if New Homestead deems it necessary.
Sorry, do I know you? Well, that's news to me. I thought I knew about all my relatives, so you'll forgive me if this is hard to believe. Well, now I'm intrigued. That could be interesting. That's a good one. Okay, let me take a look at what you got there. They're probably gonna want money or something else from me. Thanks, I guess. Sure, tell them whatever. I'm sure they'll understand. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Feel free to look around, but don't touch.
There is value to be found in looking back through history, provided one does not cling too tightly to it.
any ship constant. What is the nature of your communication? Whew. I was worried for a second that you might be a pirate or something. I sure am glad to see you instead. Great. The engineers are keeping it running smoothly. The grav drive's still working like a charm. And now that we can contact others out there, we've been able to pick up supplies and perform some much-needed maintenance on the old constant. It's hard to say at the moment. We're actually sitting here trying to figure that out. We have a few more planets and moons in mind to check out. The captain is convinced at least one of them will be to our liking. It's disappointing that we haven't found something yet, or settled for less, but I get it. We want to make sure our forever home is as good as it can be, and there are no shortages of hospitable worlds. Not bad, but not great. As you can imagine, we're still searching, unfortunately. We visited some promising worlds, but Captain Breckenridge has shot them down for one reason or another. Some of the reasons have been very good, honestly, like not wanting to live on a planet with lots of volcanic activity or one that constantly smells of sulfur. But I feel like we could have settled for less than absolute perfection by now. I think we're doing pretty good. Captain Breckenridge hasn't informed me of any pressing concerns, at least. Oh, you know what? I think I heard Janet grumbling about needing help with something. Maybe come aboard and talk to her?
Captain, it is pleasant.
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right off this ship.
Just because our equipment's old.
Just stay out of trouble.
Hey, now that we know there are other people there, we've got strict rules around here.
Again, I really appreciate your help finding our crew's family out there. Hope you're not having any trouble finding my friend's relative. Great! What's the word? Sadly, there's nothing we can do. Some people just aren't ready for a relationship with someone they didn't even know existed. It's a lot to throw on someone out of the blue. Maybe they'll come around, maybe not. I prepared everyone who asks me to find their relatives that this could be a possibility. That's a shame. I was really hoping it would work out, but things don't always work out the way we want. Anyway, thanks for the help. Come see me if you ever want to do it again. How am I gonna find these people? I don't even have a ship! People didn't know what to think. Here we are, minding our own business out in deep space, all alone. Then we hear some sort of garbled transmissions on the radio, real screechy, real inhuman sounding stuff. Then you show up? People had all sorts of fakakta theories, aliens, time travelers, you name it. We watch a lot of old movies, so... Anyway, it spooked the bejesus out of us because we were expecting to find nobody. If you'd Don't be so kind. The requests keep coming in, and I keep finding them. Good, good. You're doing us a huge favor. I hope it's not too much trouble. Again, Great! What's... Sadly, it's a lot to throw. I prepared everyone. That's a It's appreciated.
I wonder what it's like out there, beyond our little community.
Now that we know what's out there, it's going to be more interesting.
And to think all this time we thought you were alone. You seem convinced you can help me. But I'll believe it when I'm finally off this bloody old ship. No offense, but Diana can be extremely stubborn. I mean, even now, she's dead set on finding the perfect world for us to settle, whatever that means. She doesn't even know, and yet I feel like we're going to be floating out here forever because of her weird stubbornness. So yeah, good luck.
Maybe some things, but everything?
Aye, maybe you could help her out.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
My crew may not realize it now, but we will be much happier with a home of our own. Well, if you can bring me those potatoes to make up for our potential food shortage in her absence, I'll be happy to consider it. I'll be the judge of that. You really think so? Well, it doesn't hurt to consider this proposal, I suppose. Janet's been in a sour mood before. She'll snap out of it again, I'm sure. I hadn't thought of it that way. Her sister remains with us, so she'll likely wish to visit, and with more knowledge to share. Well, you've got away with words, I'll give you that. Once again, you've convinced me to do the right thing. And while I'm not happy about letting one of our own go, I think you're right. It's for the best. Let her know she's free to leave on the next ship willing to take her. I just hope this doesn't prompt others to want to leave as well.
Thank you, Captain. Making difficult decisions with grace is the mark of a true leader.
Take no offense, but I am keeping an eye on you.
The Constant is a peaceful.
It'll be a miracle if you can get through to Captain Brackenridge. Wait, for real? How? I thought I was going to have to escape on my own somehow, but if she's given me her blessing, that's even better. If I'm being honest, I should have known you can do it. After all, you're the reason we're still out here. I heard about what you did for us, getting that grav drive or whatever. I was kind of hoping you'd overhear me and offer to help earlier. I probably should have just asked you, but I guess I'm not good at asking for help. Anyway, thanks for helping me. I know you didn't need to. No idea. One of the techs who helped retrofit the grav drive onto the Constant mentioned a place called New Atlantis. Maybe I'll check it out. It sounded interesting. Anyway, seems like a good place to start, especially if I want to find a job that isn't farming. Julia? Oh, she'll be fine. She loves this stupid ship. I've tried talking her into coming with me, but she won't budge. Like almost everyone else, she believes in the original mission. Whatever. I'm sure I'll hear news of the Constant's whereabouts. Maybe I'll even come back to visit. She's my sister, after all. Thanks again. I'm going to need it. It's a whole new world out there. I hope we meet again someday.
Great. How many more days, months, years?
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort. We were never trained to address threats coming from outside.
I'm glad you're not an alien.
I'm happy
that
for the
would've been
children.
So cool.
Another time, then?
I was scared about going to a planet.
But don't tell my mom.
Careful waving that fancy gun.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
There's so much to learn about now.
No matter what the future holds, I think I'll always be more comfortable in space.
We've roamed the stars for almost 200 years. Until next time.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
It's hard work keeping everyone happy. Of course! Who would I be to turn down help when it's offered? Let's connect these people! Understood. We've got some time to do this. No rush. Hi. If you'd be so kind. The requests keep coming in, and I keep finding them. Good, good. You're doing us a huge favor. I hope it's not too much trouble.
Hey there.
Okay. Let me know the next time you save us all from a terrible laundry accident, and I'll give you one of my extra potatoes.
If I ever have to see one more potato, I'm gonna scream. Now that I'm free to go, I guess I'll try to hitch a ride on the next passing ship we meet. I still have some final preparations to make anyway. I'm hoping to get to New Atlantis. I'll have to find work because I hear I'll need to earn money to afford food, supplies, and some place to live. I'm not sure quite what to expect, but I've seen and heard enough about life on Earth that I have an idea. I'm sure it won't be too bad. Later.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
I'm sure they're sad to see you go.
Don't worry about us. We're just here to keep the peace.
I can see why this location was chosen for a resort. Very nice.
Have a great day.
I cannot recall ever having the time, let alone the funds, for a vacation someplace like this.
Please, let the concierge know if you need anything.
With a
You're
name
lucky
like
I'm not like the other
Paradiso,
board
the
members,
marketing for
blazing
this
about
place
the beaches
writes
without a
itself.
care in the universe. I'm surprised you're still worried about that. As far as I'm concerned, we did those people a favor. Now they can settle on whatever empty planet they want and not be a bother to our guests or our bottom line. Right, back to work.
Paradiso Security's only here for your safety.
Sorry, we don't do free samples anymore. But trust me, everything's pretty good. Not yet. I haven't been able to secure an audience with the higher-ups at corporate to sell them on the idea. But I'm pretty sure they'll go for it when they finally listen to me. I just need to get over this first hurdle. That's all. And get my hands on the ingredients. And actually try making the drink. Have a good one.
It's lovely here.
think we'd be a prime target for pirates.
I hope your stay
I
is a
came here
pleasant
to
one.
get away from it all. I think I made the right choice. Another
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted.
I hear Constellation has been collecting a ton of new things. Ancient things. Do you think people are...
Don't worry about us. We're just here to keep it going.
sandwich.
What's up? You look like you could be a celebrity. I'll have to tell my staff to treat you extra well. See ya!
Will we be stopping for food? I would not mind trying something, and there are plenty of options.